For me, I have like a 9-to-5 job and I really like it. Like I'm passionate about what I do, but it's also kind of stressful sometimes. So coming out here is like a break for me. I can relax and not think about work and do something that I enjoy doing just for the sake of doing something. You know, it's not like, I don't know. It's not like I'm working towards a goal when I come here. I'm just like having fun and enjoying my life. And I come to the park every Sunday because it's a very different group of people for like the DC area. Like everybody comes out and they relax and they get into their element and they do the things that they love. And so I always come out here and I do acro yoga. I got into it a couple months ago. I just came here and saw people doing it, and I've always been like really into yoga, and I wanted to try something different. So I just went up to somebody and they were really friendly, and they invited me to work with them, and they taught me some tricks, and I was instantly hooked. I talk to people and it seems like everybody has like totally different backgrounds. There's like lawyers and like doctors, and like I work for the federal government, so there's like a lot of feds out here, I think, but it's just people that want to like relax and do something different from their everyday, and you know, they come out and they feel like they don't have to talk about work and they can, you know, do fun things like drum and for a few years. But I think that like the park is really old, you know, it's obviously it's Malcolm X Park, so it dates back to, I don't know when it was, you know, you can go look at a sign.
And the drummers obviously are the heartbeat of the circle because it's the most diverse and peaceful and celebratory place that I know of on Earth, but particularly in Washington, D.C., which is kind of the capital of aggression and, you know, the world aggression in a lot of ways. So to have such a peaceful and diverse and beautiful gathering like this once a week feels so special.
Why do you think it's like that?
I guess it's the people that come together, you know, the people's energy and spirit, and the drummers obviously are the heartbeat of the circle. Drummers have been coming on Sundays, but it didn't used to be like so many other people watching and celebrating. That's been much more recent. Yeah, as long as people respect the drum circle and the people drumming, you know, and aren't, you know, drunk and acting foolish. X Park, it's called Malcolm X for a reason that I wasn't able to hear earlier, but he said near here is a plaque explaining maybe Malcolm came here or lived near here for a while, I'm not sure, but that's how I got the name, and I'm gonna look it up when I go home because I'm interested in the history of the park.
Even got here, so you know, it looks like they just passing by every year, every generation, just giving to the next generation, which is great. It means a lot. As an African, as a West African, you know, coming from West Africa, you know, traveling in the Western world, you know, and trying to keep with my cultures, you know, the park was a perfect place for me. It was a perfect fitting. Actually, being able to reconnect with my roots. This is mostly like Afrobeat, djembes. You have a lot of African instruments here. You can hear the djembe, you can hear the sabar. Sometimes people will bring some tama here. And you have also some Latino congas going on up here. The Latino, the Hispanic community is well represented up here. Sometimes we can play some mambo or salsa. And we have some old R&B people also, blue, jazz. It's just a clash of a lot of cultures and a lot of music that comes together. You know, even if you don't know too much about music, you know, just follow the rhythm, follow your heart, you know. From North End, somebody will always come to you and correct you, saying, hey buddy, can you play this or can you play that? Everybody's welcome. You can go down to the shop up there, grab yourself a drum and come back here, and you're always going to be a welcome guy. I mean, DC is changing. I mean, we're living in a new DC area, you know. A lot of people are moving in the city now, you know. So we're getting more cultures, it's more diversified, you know. I mean, as you can see in the background, you can see a Latino, you can see Caucasian, you can see Africans, you can see the Caribbeans. I mean, this is like the embassy row, you know. Definitely everybody is here. We have a Western, we have a German behind the cameras, you know. We have a Senegalese right here in front of the camera. If you love cultures, and if you love to find out about different cultures, something different than what you know, if you love to embrace like a different mentality, I mean, this place is so well represented in all type of like race and cultures and ethnics, you know. I mean, you gotta beneficiate if you love traveling, or if you love to meet new people, or if you're an outgoing person. To Africa, if you run to me and ask me, oh, what was the instrument that you were playing, I can tell you a lot about it. I mean, it's just this is little encyclopedia going on up here. You know, you can find so many answers up here. Every single person that comes here benefits from this cycle. Everybody. It's like a therapy, you know. You come back, you go to the park on Sunday, you wake up on Monday, you go back to work, you know, and the whole world, your whole life's gonna be just all lighten up. You're like, wow, it looks like I got some therapy last night from the park. You know, it's just some healing. Drums heal. Everybody knows that.
So when the same thing happened, the troops rolled into town, stood in the town square. I proclaimed that all slaves here in Texas are now free by the President of Lincoln. He has freed you all. They couldn't believe it. They were overjoyed. They kept celebrating all over the city. Make certain we uphold our drumming and dancing that was a part of their First Amendment. It's the first thing they ever did as a citizen was to exercise their First Amendment right. Freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, and freedom of creative expression. So that's what this drum circle honors, and we try to perpetuate it every year. And we go from April, when the DC slaves were free, all the way up to November. Every week, every Sunday that the sun allows, we're here paying homage to those slaves and their cultural arts heritage. Recreate, reenactment of what happened on that day of freedom for the slaves using arts and humanities. It is now a cultural exchange program in which we actually teach people our culture, the drumming and the dancing, and allow anyone to share in celebrating and honoring this Freedom Day for the first African American citizens. When we started doing it after the slaves did it, the slaves kept this emancipation. We didn't know at that time, when we wanted to honor Malcolm X, that it was our genes responding to what our ancestors had done. We didn't know that the slaves had done this. It was not until I did my research to discover this, to tell them, this is the 20th century when this was happening. Once I told them, they just couldn't believe that our spirit just directed us correctly. Now in the 21st century, we have expanded its purpose to include anyone who wants to honor and preserve black music, world beat black music, which is the cultural essence of this circle. World beat music is hand drums, African hand drums, that anyone can learn. So we teach them the first part of the day, how to play the rhythms, and we teach dance outside the circle so you can learn the dance, and then you can come through the circle and receive your blessing from the circle and offer your spiritual offering to the circle and be blessed for the rest of the week. So we encourage to do that for anyone, and we tell everyone that comes for them to honor their ancestors.